Hi, it's been a while, but well, I did put one up last week. I put a video up, but it wasn't really a tutorial or anything. Today, I'm going to show you how to make this strap for purses, how to sew it, how to put the buckles on, and the rivets on, and then the little ends. So I hope you enjoy the video. To where I put in what we need to do the project. I forget a lot of times, so I'm going back after I finished and making this list. So we're going to make this strap. I'm going to show you how to make it, how to put the rivets on and the buckle and the clips. What you're going to need is one buckle, 2 of the clips, 4 rivets. I forgot these, so you'll need this in a little while, and you're going to need this as we go on. And I'm using these rivets that I got off of Amazon, so you'll see those further in the video. So we got the buckle, the strap. You're going to need some ribbon. This is gross grain ribbon. It's 3/4 of an inch. You can see I got a lot of it. I got it on Amazon for $10. Didn't even matter what color because it's actually inside of this buckle or belt. You're going to need a pin, some clips, some double-sided tape, a ruler. I love my quilting rulers. If you've been around with my junk journaling, you probably saw my quilting rulers. But we're going to be using these lines to mark our straps. So I hope you enjoy the video. It's been a while since I've really done any videos. And I'm sitting here working on all these straps for purses that I'm working on. These are my 2 latest. So I've got cork for this one and then vinyl for that one. I thought, I need to try and do a video so y'all can see and I can show you how I do it. And so I did learn this from another lady. So I cut a 3-inch piece of vinyl, or I have cork, which I'm going to work with the cork in a minute. But I didn't have any of these left that I hadn't already marked. So this is 3 inches, pretty close. What I did is I took my marker, my pen, and I lined up my ruler with the 1-inch mark and just leave a mark. Now, I'm using a friction pen. I did have a regular pen a while ago. I don't know where it went. But you just keep going all the way down on that one side. And if you have a bad side, let me see, like this one, you want to put your line away from that bad side because you're going to fold it over and then fold it back and it'll hide that. And we'll use that one when we get back over there. So, like I said, I'm not sure how to do videos when I'm sewing. So I'm going to start trying to work on that and because I miss talking to you guys and hearing what all y'all got to say and stuff too. But we'll see. So, and I just got my sewing machine in here in my office. So the other thing that we need is some double-sided tape. What I do is I start, and actually you can see I've got 3 rows right there because we're going to do 1 inch, 1 inch, and 1 inch folds. So I just take and press this down right there. Kind of take my fingers. And I've been doing all this before I fold them because sometimes they don't want to stay folded. And so what I do is, if I need to, I use the clips, which is most of the time, depending on which double-sided tape I'm using. And I don't like having those clips because they catch on they put weight on the strap. and then it don't want to go through my sewing machine, and it's got a lot of weight. So I just go back over here, and you can see where I had 2 lines, but I'm only going to use 1. And I'm going to go down the same way on this one. So while I'm doing this, it's actually raining outside here. We got a pretty good bit of rain last night, some storms. Chrissy came up here telling me that my downstairs was flooding. It was an unfinished basement, but when I moved in, they had already finished it, so she lives down there. And apparently, the gutters need cleaning out. From what I was told, is that they need cleaning out, and that the water was coming in because it was coming down the side of the house and coming through. But we never did find out where the entry point was, as far as like a watermark on the walls or the floor or anything. Didn't find nothing, but there was a lot of water. We had to get the shop back out and vacuum it. Okay, so that's what I did with all of these. I don't know if you can see them over there. So I did that. I need to do what we got to do list, so I'll do that after I do this. So I'm using the white with this red, so I'm not going to sew it. And like I said, I had these already ready. So I'm going to put the red one back over here in my pile. And we'll start with this. So this is cork. I have never worked with cork up until this last week. It's interesting. I like how it's feeling. I like how it made the bag just look really unique. So I got some pockets in here. And then I had some leftover cork. So what I did was I went and made little pockets over here on this side. You can actually put, it's that big enough that you can put a credit card or something in here. And there's 2 pockets. When I sewed right here, that just made an extra, it divided my pockets. And then these are full slip pockets. And I got the card slots over here and did that. Well, I didn't have enough of this green, so I didn't buy enough of the outside. So what I did was I took a piece of that leather that I had laying around and scrap, and one's over here and one's over there, but that's the way it browned up. And I used them to join those 2 together. And you can't tell it from the outside. You probably wouldn't know it from the inside if I hadn't said something. So then it's got some pockets. I really like all these pockets. The outside, I did put a pocket on the back. So this goes up for a backpack kind of thing. And here I put a slip pocket. You got a whole pocket right there, but again, where I sewed that down, you got another little pocket over here that you could just put a pen or something, and your phone fit over here. And on the front, I put this pocket. I had this trim, this laying over there, and I said, well, you know what, I'm just going to put it on here. But yeah, that's the first time I've worked with any cork, and I've been having fun with it. I'm really wanting to find out where some more is and some other colors. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this, I don't know how big it is. Let's see. It was 3/4. It's not quite, well, yeah, it's 3/4 wide ribbon. Now I was using some that I already had, and then I run out, and I went and bought this big old thing for like $10. I'll link it down below. I've already done 5 or 6 of these straps with this one here, and you see it's still a lot there. I think I paid $9.99. I don't remember how much the. So I'm going to take the paper off of this middle one. Sometimes you have to play with it, and I don't take it all the way off. I just get it started. And I'm going to take this ribbon, and I'm going to line it up right down that near that line. So this is going to help our straps from twisting. and I just pull it and keep going. And this is actually the simplest part of it. And it's not real hard, actually. It's pretty simple. That first time or two, you know, it took me a while because I hadn't done it before, but I'm starting to get the hang of this. Hope y'all can see it when I'm doing pretty good. All this big long stuff that I got. So I'll just go ahead and pull it off and throw that away. Or if you have kids that like playing with it, or dogs or cats, I'll just throw mine in the garbage. Okay, so then I just trim this off, and I'm done with that for now. And I do take and try and rub it down. So this line, this over here, we're going to fold to meet the line here. And like I said, that's why I had this on this side, because it's going to fold under like that, so you won't see it. And if you have bad ones, that's a good way to do it. So I was putting tape down, like down the middle, then putting more tape over this, and I decided the 3 would actually work better. So that's just kind of from playing around with this. I've been trying different things until I got somewhere that seemed to work for me. So I was watching Rhonda over at Junk Journal Diva a few minutes ago. She's kind of the reason I'm making a video. It's an older video. I'll link it too. But she was talking about, she was trying to organize, or not, what was it? Get rid of some of her stuff. I think it might have been, her word for the year was diminish. Y'all, I done forgot already. I'll try and put it up. But she was talking about that, and she said that even if she got rid of half of it, she'd still have plenty to go. So I'm sitting here laughing. I'm like, yeah, you're talking about me now, because I've been trying to straighten my mess up, and I haven't even done any journaling or made any journals in quite a while, and it's just everywhere. So, and see right here, when we get to here, we're just going to that line right there. So that you never know that this little piece is off. So if you do have a shorter piece, and you can see where it's not, a glue thing is not doing very good. I don't know how long I've had this glue, but this tape, but I'm going to use it. So it's holding enough for me to get this far. And I'm going to put clips on the outside. But see how I'm just folding it over right there? I love this. The gold in it. I saw some on Etsy. There's a lady selling some bags, and she has some that has colors in it instead of just the gold. And I really like that. I don't know where to find it, because I want some. So you can see it's kind of stiff too. Then what I do is I turn the thing around because it's easier. Now I have been trying this. First I was trying to go this way, and it just wasn't working for me. And it's starting to pop up. So what I do when I get to this point, I make one strap. Well, I put all the tape on there, but then I do one strap at a time. I take the tape off and fold it, and I go ahead and sew it. That way I'm not having it pop up as bad. So then what I do is I just pick it up where I can see it, and I fold it like right there. Let's see. But you can see how it's enclosing that, the rest of that wasn't there. It wasn't quite fitting. So I just go all the way down doing this. And like, just play around with it. If you're trying to work with it and it's feeling kind of weird, turn it around or try some other approach. I mean, I like seeing how other people do their stuff. It just gives me ideas, and I do try them. And I wind up eventually finding my own way that may work for me, different things. So, let's see. Right here is where it's a little short, so I'm going to have to be careful and make sure I'm not doing too much, making my strap short. So I'm into sewing right now, and I've been making bags and putting them on my Etsy shop to sell. So I'm thinking, what kind of videos would y'all want to watch? What could I do as far as sewing videos? Because I'll tell you, I got ADHD and I go in circles. I'll go journaling for a month, then sewing or knitting. Just a little bit of everything. See how I'm just doing this? And I'm fixing to try and spin you around so you can see the sewing machine. Look. Okay, I know this view is kind of way out there, but it'll give you some idea, and I'll work on trying to figure out how to do this to where I can show you better to see. So as I go in, I'm taking the clips off, and I'm going to start. You see right here, I'm going to run my stitches right down the edge of that. And there's a mark on my plate that says 5. That seems to be working. I got my stitch length at 4.5, and I just let it. I just go real slow, not real slow, but, and see, if I didn't have all this and it was actually staying together, I would already have this finished sewing it. But right here, when these clips get right there, it catches if I'm not paying attention. And then my stitches get wonky. I throw it over my shoulder too, so I can get some weight off of it, because the feed dogs are pulling it through, and the weight is keeping it from pulling. See, it stopped. And see how this is kind of bowing up as you go through? You're just pressing it down. So when I get to the end, I'm going to back stitch just 1 or 2 stitches. I got to find that video where the lady showed this, and it really helped me as far as helping it not twist as much. It's still, you can see it's still got some twist, but not very much. So she said, get down here to this end. Don't turn it around like this, which I have a habit of doing. But you go all the way back up where you started, right here, and flip it this way. And then put it in. And I've noticed it is helping a lot. So I'm going to line it up again at the 5. So I didn't even stop with that. So I'm going to flip it back around, and we're going to finish up this strap. Alright, so for this, we are going to use some rivets. Really like when I was sewing mine, all of them, and I finally got one of these sets, and I really like it. So I need this, which is a leather punch. So to do this part, we're going to need, what are we going to need? Our strap. We've sewn it down. We're going to need some of these. I'm going to put some end things on it. And to do that, I'm going to be using these clampy things that have plastic right there. We're going to do some punching holes. This is a leather punch. I have my two hooks. We have rivets. We're going to use rivets to tie it, to do it instead of sewing it. I have a buckle. In this kit came these two. So this, you set your bottom on. Let's see. I want that big one. I want a little one. You put your rivet through your little hole like that. And you only want, see how much I got? I don't have a whole lot, so I'm using different sizes to fit whatever projects that I'm using. And then you take the other end and you just pop it on here, and I heard it pop. I don't have a mallet, so I'll show you what I did. So I'm going to put this one inside that, just like that. I'm going to take this, and you can feel it. This side has a little bit of an indentation. And I'm going to sit it down. Let me see if I can turn it where you can see it. So I'm going to sit it down right there and sandwich it. And then what I did was, it's on that quick. If I had the parts for the other machine, we'd use it, but I don't know where they are. So we'll do this way. So we're going to take our buckle, and we are going to go up over the bar like that. Then we're going to bring this down to where there's, I don't know, I've been guesstimating, but let's see. That's about 2 inches. Well, yeah, somewhere around 2 inches. And what I do is a mark in the middle. I don't want to get too far up there. And then I take my hole punch and I get in here. Oh, wait a minute, y'all. I forgot. We need to put our end on. So to put the end on, since I forgot it, we're gonna, you need to get this far and have it through the buckle. That way you can get it through there. That's why I forgot about it. But this has claws. You just stick it on like this. You take this thing with the rubber things that protects your stuff. And see, you can turn it sideways too, like I'm doing, and just squeeze it. Didn't quite get it all, but so then I'm going to take and make those holes so you can see all the way through. Okay. So here's where I think I'm going to need these. I'm going to put the longer ones in and see what I need. Now see how it's right there. If I put this little one in there, oh, let's just stick it in there on in the other hole. Is that it? Might be the same one. Get the smaller one. You know, can you tell it's been a while since I've done any videos? So see how this one is actually sitting up over it where this one's not? We want the one that's up and poking out a little bit, because you could get some of these that are really long. Let's see if this one is. There we go. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put these caps on top. You can stick them on there. I hear them. I don't know if you can hear them, but I can hear them. Okay. So they're not done yet because we got to put them together. I'll set this down on there. Find this. I will turn the volume off so you don't get it in your ear. Okay, so that one's on. See how nice it looks? Okay. Now what we're going to do, we're going to take this other end over here. We're going to put this on it. And what you want to do is to make sure that this part is on this side of the buckle. See? So this is the bottom, the inside of the buckle. Right here. And this is the outside. So you want the clip on that side. Then you're going to take this big old long thing and see we still have not put the end on that one. We have to get, this one's big enough, but if I were using a smaller one it wouldn't be. So now we're going to go through here and back through. So see how it goes? We just went in and over. We did the same thing with the other one. So, alright, so we got one other part to finish a buckle, and that's this one. We're going to make sure that it is, the head's up on the top. And I have just, what I do is usually is take this and kind of use it as my measuring stick. I'll use another one of these. These are so cool. They just give the bag so much more bling. And I guess I should use gold, but I used the silver over there, so I'm using the gold. And then again, I'm going to kind of look at here. And I'm just going to do the same thing. I can hear it go through that. I'm going to put the things in, just like I did the other one. So, definitely leave me a message. Leave me some information about, tell me what you want to see that concerns sewing, because right now I'm into sewing. I could do a junk journal video if you're interested. So these little things, my fingers don't like them. I got a little close here. Yeah. I'll go with it though. Hold your ears. Do I want to make that up? See, after you get it this far, it's kind of hard to so I'm not real happy with these being so close, and usually what I'm going to do is just flip this off and do it again. So basically, I can use this. I don't think I can get the rest of it off. I'm just going to go in like this and do this again. And I'm going to measure a little bit better this time. Because I've had that problem of them moving on the back, what I've been doing is punching this first hole. Didn't quite go through. And then moving up and doing the second hole because they move on me. Then I bring this down and I figure out where I want it, and I take and put my marks in there. That one's almost there. See right here, I've got a marking right here, and hopefully it will be a little bit straighter. I was surprised the other one did as good as it did, because I keep having to take these out just like this. So if you have any questions about making the straps, if I missed something, definitely leave me a comment and I'll try and see what I can do to get it better. And leave me comments what you might want to watch, what videos, or if any kind of videos, you know, you just want to get on here and talk. I don't know. So I'm almost too close to that there, but I think we're going to be able to do this time. So we have a nice strap to go on here. So here's our strap with all the noise it's making. It can go this way for a crossbody. You can undo these, clip one down here, and then clip this up here on this part, and you have a sling. So if you have two, and I don't have two ready yet, but I'll show you with this one. So you can clip one there, and clip the other one, and you have a backpack. So really, I like the convertible style because it gives you so much more to choose from. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Come back and see me. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.